Good morning, Algebra 1 students, or maybe good afternoon. Sorry I couldn't be in today, but we still have to continue the lesson. You can watch this as many times as you want. I need you guys to follow along with your notes. I gave you guys a set of notes already, so you should have it, or you can upload it on Schoology. I'll try to have it as a PDF on there as well, so you can use Notability. So let's begin. 1.4, the distributive property. So most of you guys already know this. The distributive property implies multiplication. So if you want to, let's go ahead and write the symbol for multiplication right there. Okay? And we have some examples here. If you look at the distributive property, you see an example here. It says 3 times the parentheses of 2 plus 5. We could distribute the 3 to everything here and then add them up. And we can also just, in the second example here, we can distribute the 4 here and then add or subtract them up, right? So we are going to do example 1 right now, and we're going to use distributive property to rewrite this and to also multiply it. I know we can just go ahead and straight up multiply it 7 times 49, but that's not what I want you to do right now. What I want you to do is take the bigger number, 49, and we are going to break this guy up, okay? And we're going to keep the 7 outside. So we're going to use some easy numbers here. So a way to break up 49 would be 40 plus 9. And in your homework, I'm looking to see that you have this step. Okay, I don't want you to just put in your calculator and just go 49 times 7, just give me an answer. You know how I feel about that, okay? So we're going to take this 7 and we're going to distribute to both of these guys, okay? So it's going to be, and I'll show all the steps here, 7 times 40 plus 7 times 9. 7 times 40, 280 plus 63. We go ahead and add these up. This should be 3, 8, 14, so 343, okay? And we can check our work real quick. You could put this in your calculator, see how it works out. But it should give us 343. Let me see, what's the status of my calculator here? So 49 times 7, 343. Works out. Okay. I know it's fairly simple. You just got to show work for this one. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and do B. And then what I'll have you guys do is do C and D. So for B here, we want to break up the bigger number, right? We want to break up 210. So I hope you guys are thinking a nice round number of 200 and also 10, right? So we go ahead and we distribute this, show every single step here. 5 times 200 plus 5 times 50. So 5 times 200, that's 1,000 plus 50. So 1,050, okay? And we're just going to quickly check our work here. Oops. 210 times 5 and 1,050. Alright, so right now I would like you guys to pause the video and try C and D. Show every single step, please, and I'll write the answer at the very end. So please pause it. Alright, so by now you should have shown all the work for C and D, and I'll give you the answer. So for C, this should be 4,560, right? And for D, this should be 884, right? Okay. So I'll also show a little bit of the breakdown of this. So if we would have done 300 plus 4 times 15 over here. I'm not going to show all the work here. This one should have been 50 plus 2 times 17, right? This one's a little bit more complicated. Please show all your work, guys, because at the end here, I'm going to have you guys take a photo of this, and this has to be uploaded onto Schoology as credit. Jumping on to example 2 here, continuing on to our distributing again. I'm going to do A, B, and C, and then I would like you guys to do D, E, and F as I pause the video. Remember, you guys are going to be taking a photo of this and submitting this online to show me that you guys watched the video and you took notes and you participated by doing some of the problems. It's okay to have some help from people around you. So let's start with A here. So it says rewrite each expression using the distributive property. So we are going to distribute here, here, and here. You notice that I like to draw these lines or these arrows to signify that I have to distribute to all of this, because sometimes even I make this mistake. I would distribute to the first guy but not to the last guy or the second guy. It happens. It's a common mistake. So I'm going to write every single step here. I'm going to show the 7 that's being multiplied to 3w. And then this minus sign is still there, right? And then it's going to be 7 times 5, right? So I'm going to highlight the 7 to show you that we are multiplying it twice, and that minus sign is still there. All right, if it was plus 5, then we just put plus 7 times 5. All right, let's do the multiplication. 7 times 3, 21, w. Negative 7 times 5, negative 35. All right. I hope you guys know that we are done. You actually can't subtract the 35 from the 21, all right? They have to have the same like terms. 35 does not have a w on there. So this is all we do, okay? For part B here, we're going to distribute from right to left. It doesn't matter where this 2 is. This could be in the back. This could be in the front. Same thing. Let's draw these lines and arrows to them. Please do this, okay? So that you know you don't forget. So we're going to show all the steps here. 2 times 8. We have a plus sign, right? Plus 2 times 4n. It doesn't really matter if you want to put the 2 in front of the 8 or behind it. Same thing with the 2 in front of the 4n or behind it. It all gets multiplied anyways. So this is going to be 16 plus 8n. Right? Some people will also write it as 8n plus 16, and it doesn't matter. They are both acceptable. Okay, and you notice that the 2 that I distribute, I'm going to highlight it to show you. And we're going to do C here. So for C, that negative 4, I know this negative kind of throws off students here. We're going to distribute here and here, okay? So each one of these guys are going to get a negative 4 multiplied to it. So it's going to say negative 4. If you want to put a parentheses around this one, you can. Negative 8 times negative 8. This minus sign is still there, right? Minus, it's going to say negative 4 times 3m. You should already know that a negative 4 times a negative 3 is going to be positive. Some of you guys can just kind of jump to this. So, and also the negative 4 times negative 8 is also going to be positive, right? So negative 4 times negative 8, that's a positive 32. You don't have to write the plus 32 if you don't want to, but just writing a positive 32 is fine. Or just 32, I mean. And then we have negative, this is signifying negative 1, so negative 1 times negative 4, which is positive 4. Positive 4 times 3, which is positive 12m. I hope I didn't make that too confusing. Alright, so you can also write this as 12m plus 32. Both answers are acceptable, and I'll highlight once again what we multiplied. Okay, so right now I want you guys to do D, E, and F. So pause the video, give that a shot. I'll give you the answers, but I won't write the work because you were supposed to do that, and like I said earlier, you're going to take a photo of this and put this on Schoology for credit. So by now you should have done the problems, and I'll give the answers for D here. So D should say negative 6 plus 15q, right? Or you can write it as 15q minus 6, same thing. Part E here, you should have 24v squared plus 4v minus 12. Okay? So, don't forget we're distributing this guy over here. I forgot to show the lines here. This distributes here. This distributes here. And then the negative 6 also distributes to these guys right here, right? Don't forget, negative times negative is a positive, and I'll write that out here, okay? Negative times negative equals positive. Right, something you should know by heart. I think we all know this already anyways. Cool. So for F, this should be negative 6r minus 18g plus 6t. This one's kind of a hard one, so if you got this one, good for you. Alright, I hope you guys are doing well, you're checking your work, and you're actually doing this. So keep it up. Example 3, combining like terms. So I'm going to do A, B, and C here. And then on the back page here, you guys are going to have to do D, E, and F. So combining like terms. And I have it, a special little thing here in green here says, basically it says you can only add like terms if they have the same variable and exponent. Okay? They have to have the same variable and exponent. You don't have to write this part, but for example, if I have an A plus another A, right? Say apple plus apple, it's 2 apples. But if I have an A squared plus another A, you actually can't add this up, okay? The answer would just be A squared plus A, right? So they have to have the same variable and same exponent in order to be combined. So combining like terms here. So with the U's here, you know, you can even put, you know, any type of units you want. It doesn't have to be the letter U. You can say ukuleles if you want. 17 ukuleles plus 25 ukuleles. How many ukuleles do we have? All right. You could do that. So, the way they have it done in the book is they say 17 plus 25 in parentheses and just put the U outside, because we're basically just adding this up. So 17 plus 25, that should be 42. So 42U, right? Simple enough, right? B here, 6n minus 4n, okay? So you can actually say this as a sentence sometimes. Like I will say like 6 notebooks minus 4 notebooks. How many notebooks do I have? I got 2. So just to show a little bit of work, 6 minus 4 in parentheses and then n outside. This is 2n. I understand that you guys can do this pretty quick in your head. So, you know, it's alright to write just 2n in this case. For part C here, okay, take a real close look at this. Let's see what we can add up. Remember what we said earlier. They gotta be the same variable and the same exponent. Being the same variable is not good enough. They also have to have the same exponent. So I have a t squared here, and I have a t to the first power, and I have a t to the first power. Okay, remember, same variable, yes, but also same exponent. And the only two guys with the same variable and exponent are these guys right here. Okay, so I have 3t minus 1t. Okay. So if you want to put in a different word in there, like textbooks, like I have 3 textbooks minus 1 textbook. Altogether, I have 2 textbooks, okay? And then this is a positive, right? It's a positive 2 textbooks. And then this 6t squared just gets rewritten. Some of you guys are probably going to say, well, can we add up the 6 and the 2? You can't, okay? You can only add those up if they have the same variable and same exponent. They do not have the same exponent right now, right? This one has an exponent of 1. The one in the beginning has an exponent of 2. So we cannot combine them. Cannot, okay? If you're thinking that we could, please make a note that you can't. They have to have the same variable and same exponent. I'm saying this a bunch of times. I hope you guys understand what I just said. So we're going to jump down right now, and I want you guys to try D, E, and F. And let's go ahead and pause it right now. Pause it, give a couple minutes, come back, and you'll see the solution. Alright, so for D, the answer is going to be 5a plus 4a minus 6a squared. This is our solution, okay? And I'm just going to highlight the only thing we can add up. We can only add up this guy and this guy, right? I got 7 apples minus 2 apples. Altogether, I'll just have 5 apples. Then everything else just gets kind of rewritten, right? Some of you guys may have written the a squared in the front, which is fine. Like if you started off writing it as negative 6a plus 7a plus 4, it's perfectly fine, okay? Alright, for part E, I got a b squared and I have a b, and that's all I have. Actually, nothing gets rewritten. So the answer is just the same thing as the problem. Alright, there's nothing to add up. It's a little bit of a trick here. Now for part F. Alright, the answer should be negative 6r. Ooh, sorry, wrong answer here. Let me write this out better. This should be 5c squared plus c. Okay? So there's definitely some things we can add up here, right? We can add up these guys right here, right? And then these guys right here. Okay? We're grouping those guys right now. So here and here, okay? Got 5c squared. Those guys add up to this guy. All right, 3c minus 2c adds up to this guy, all right? Okay, I hope you guys got that all right. If you didn't, ask someone around you about why it was what it was. And we're going to jump down to example 4. All right, this is our last example. And I'll have you guys just do B, and we'll start on the homework. So, for part A, example 4A, it says, write and then simplify the expression. So we're going to write an equation. We're going to translate this sentence into an equation. We've done this before. And then afterwards, we are going to combine like terms. So it says twice the difference of 3x and y increased by 5 times the sum of x and 2y. So I like to break this up one by one here. So we're going to use a different marker here. So twice, that's 2, right? Twice the difference. The difference means usually subtraction. The difference of what? The difference of these two guys right here, 3x and y, right? Increase. That word means to add, addition. By what? Add by 5, right? Times, well, that means multiplication, right? Times the sum of what? The sum of these two guys, right? Also in the beginning here, it says twice the difference. So twice, so also means multiply here. Twice the difference of what? It's doubling, right? So when we write this out, this becomes 2 double of what? The difference of 3x minus y. And let's kind of read this out before we start the second half of this. Twice of what? Twice of the difference of 3x and y. Right? And then now the second part here. Increased. Increased. I'm going to put this in red here. So it's kind of like a comma in a sentence, right? Increase and by 5 times what? The sum of this guy right here. The sum of that. So 5 parentheses. With that parentheses, it signifies multiplication. The sum of x plus 2y. Cool. Just for writing this equation on the exam, you're going to get some points already. At least 1 point. Alright, now we are here. We have the equation. This is not the end of it. Most of you guys will just write the equation and stop. This is not what I want, okay? I need you guys to continue. So, we have to distribute this 2 here to this guy. And then we got to distribute the 5 here to this guy, okay? So I'll write the next step right underneath it. So 2 times 3x, this is 6x. 2 times negative 2y, 2 times negative y is going to be minus 2y, alright? Then we multiply to the 5 to the second parentheses here. 5 times x, that's just another 5x, right? 5 times 2y, this is going to be positive 10y. I'm trying to keep this problem simple. Alright, we definitely got some x's and y's here, alright? And they're not in the same place, they're not next to each other. So we're just going to rearrange these. Okay, I'm going to put the 6x and 5x next to each other. Don't change any signs, okay? And then I have the negative 2y and 10y. We can put that next to each other just for the sake of visually looking nice. We're going to put 10y here and then minus 2y. If you want to put the minus 2y and then 10y, be my guest, you can do that. And then this usually helps here. If you just draw parentheses around this so you know which ones you have to add up. So let's add up all the x's here. I got 6 of them, then I got 5 more. Therefore, I have 11x. Okay? I have 10y, and I got minus 2y. So this is going to be positive 8y. I hope this was not too bad. I hope I explained this well enough. So, I want you guys to try B. Give it a shot, please. Go ahead and pause it. Alright, so for part B here, I'm going to go a little bit fast and I'm just going to do the problem here, but I hope you guys attempted this guy. So this one is 5 times difference, right? The difference, meaning subtraction. The subtraction of what? Q squared and R. The subtraction of Q squared and R plus, right, 8 times the sum. The sum of what? The sum of these two guys. So 3Q plus 2R. So when we write this equation out, this should say 5 times Q squared minus R plus 8 times the sum of 3Q plus 2R. Okay? And I'm going to do some of this work out here for you guys because I don't want you guys to be too lost here. So 5q squared minus 5r plus 8 times 3, that's 24q plus 16r. All right. So usually when I get here, I like to circle all the things I can add up, or I like to highlight the things. So like, let's use the actual highlighter here. So I have an r here and an r here, and they both have same variable and same exponent. Although you may think that the q's can be added up, one has a q squared and the other one has q to the first. So we actually cannot add them up. So that means that the only things we can combine are these two guys, which turns out to be positive 11r. So then everything else just drops down and gets rewritten. So like 5q squared plus 24q. And that is our solution. Hopefully that was a little, simple enough, but semi-challenging because we have a q square in there. And you're going to have problems like this. So translate them. And you can go ahead and review these properties. All right, these are things that we've already gone over. The new one is distributive property. So this is your homework down at the bottom here. You can begin this. But before you begin it, please, please, please take a photo of these notes, okay? Take a photo of this and upload it on your homework, okay? I will have a section on your homework here that will pretty much just say 1.4 notes to submit this for homework. And it's going to be worth 5 points. Easy 5 points for participation here, okay guys? All you gotta do is follow along, watch the video, do some of the problems, attempt them, right? And you get 5 points. And then the other part of the homework, because there's 2 assignments, right, is to do this guy, right? So that is it. Thank you.